Hey everybody, so not out on the boat today, not fishing, but I got some boat related stuff to do. I'm going to do a couple little maintenance items that could save you a lot of money in the future. Okay, you see behind me we got my Mercury Opps 115, but what I'm going to do is applicable to just about every make and model of outboard. Location of some of the pieces, parts might be a little different. But they're all pretty much the same. So I'm doing two things today. We're going to pull the prop, check the prop shaft, and then we're going to drain the lower unit lube. Okay? Doing the prop shaft's real easy. And why we do it? Well, there's some people that swear, hey, you need to do that every time you come off the water. And others like myself might space it out a little bit. But the risk is if you get some fishing line up behind that prop, up on that shaft, it can run up into your seal. It runs up into your seal and ruins your seal. Your lower unit lube could leak out. You can get water inside it, and worst case scenario, it's going to bust, right? And it can blow right out the side of that lower unit. You're dead in the water if that happens. And your pocketbook's going to feel it if that happens, because that is not a cheap repair. So it's pretty cheap to just pull your prop, check it, and put it back on compared to paying to fix a lower unit. Okay? And then the lube is another one of those things that you've got to change it. For my Mercury, it recommends at least yearly, right? Or every 100 hours, depending on how much you use the boat. And again, it's really easy to do, basic tools. You can take it to the shop and probably spend a couple $100 and get it done, or you can do it at home for maybe $15, $20, depending on where you buy your pieces parts, right? And if you have the tools or not, if you got to buy tools. Okay. So we're going to dig into this here in just a second. There you go. The only thing holding that prop on is that nut, right? There's a little piece that attaches at each end, and then on each side we'll have to flatten down. But other than that, that's it. Pretty simple, okay? Alright, tools we're going to need to do this thing. Well, we're going to need a 1 1/16 inch socket, okay? You go to Cabela's, Bass Pro, probably Amazon. They make a special wrench for the prop. That's the size of the socket on it, but it's it's just one piece unit that you can buy if you don't have that size socket. A 1 1/16 is a little bit uncommon, but if you got a good tool set, you probably got it in there. Okay. Then you're going to need a flathead screwdriver. Okay. You're going to need a piece of wood, a 2x4. We'll show you what that's for. And then they recommend a torque wrench to torque that nut back on with, but we'll tighten it down, and I'll explain that you could probably tell without the torque wrench. I've done it without a torque wrench before, and it was no big deal. Okay. All right, so I'm going to try to do this one-handed while I'm holding the camera. We'll see how that goes. All right, so when we get nice and close in here, you can see there's a little tab here, right, and here, here. Those are the two tabs we got to bend down out of the way a little bit. So you just get your screwdriver in there and bend them down. That's enough. Doesn't have to be flat. Oh, get in there, you. Boom, done. Okay. Now, for the rest of this, I'm going to show you what that 2x4 comes in for, and I'm going to go ahead and take that nut off. Okay, so we're going to be back a little bit. All right, so here we go. So I've got to turn this nut off. So I put my wrench on it. I go to turn. The prop turns. Right, that's an issue. Don't try to hold it with your bare hand or even a glove hand, and you're just going to end up probably hurting yourself. So you take your 2x4, right, piece of wood, put it right up here, and the prop's going to come around, catch it, lock itself in place, and boom. That easy. First thing that comes off is the nut, right? Big old nut. Next is that little retainer. Now, different makes might have a different system, even the same make. I've seen Mercuries that don't have something like this on, just the nut, right? So it's just whatever you got. No matter what it is, it's simple. It's something simple, okay? So don't get worried about that. Alright, now we gotta get, okay, so that's the gear piece. That catches your gear, that turns your prop. Pull the prop off, and inside that piece is your hub, right? That's what you hear people talk about, spinning a hub. It's a rubber piece so that if you hit something hard with the prop, right, instead of tearing up your motor, that'll give way, but now your prop's going to spin more freely and you're not going to be able to run hard or anything. You're going to have to get it replaced. Alright, just like that. Now, let me get a rag real quick. Alright, now, unfortunately, or fortunately, I found it, right? We've got some fishing line on our prop shaft, so we're going to take a peek at that real quick, okay? You see that fishing line on there? Right there, I got some braid, okay? That's bad mojo, okay? This piece comes off, or should come off. Might have to pry it a little bit. We're going to pull that off and see what that braid's done, okay? But the good news is, since we're changing our lower unit lube, we'll be able to tell, hey, there's no lube in it, bad news. Milky lube in it could be bad news as well, meaning water got in there. So that's what we got to do to get that apart, huh? Alright. First we're going to try to gently pry it with our screwdriver. There we go, that's all it took. One little pop. Oh. Alright. So we had a nut, we had that little retaining thing for the nut, the prop, and this piece. That's it. That's all we got to take apart to get to this. Let's get another closer look so you can see what's up with that fishing line. Alright, so there you go. You see the fishing line on the shaft. Doesn't look like it's got behind that seal. This is the seal here. Right? There you go. Look, pulls right off. I'm fortunate. Okay? I haven't pulled this to check it in a while, and so you know, maybe I need to change my ways and do it a little more often too, because I surely don't want to pay, you know, hundreds to $1,000 to replace a lower unit. Okay, so I'm going to clean that off, get it off, we'll put the prop back on, and then we'll move on to the next task. Screwdriver, just walk it off. I should probably be wearing some mechanics gloves, but I always think of that when I'm already got my hands dirty. That just started to work his way in. Boy, that's close. We'll get an idea when we look at that stuff. I'm going to go throw this in the trash can. I got a little teeny piece that's just started to work its way in there. We're going to see if we can get that out. I'm going to get a small pair of pliers and hopefully we can get it out without hurting anything. Alright, a couple tools, give it a shot, see what happens here. We'll start with a regular pair of pliers. There we go. Looks like we got it all out. Alright. That little booger gotten up, just started getting up in the seal, so hopefully we caught it in time. We'll see. Let's put this thing back together, okay? So the first piece, the last piece to come off is this right here, right? So it's going back on. No special way. This goes on until it sits all the way down against that seal. Alright, it's tapered, okay, on the inside, so it catches that taper of the shaft. After that was the prop, right? Okay, you got to kind of rotate it around to get those gear teeth to mesh so it'll slide down on. And boom, it's on. Now the little retaining clip for the nut, right? Slides on. There's two little ears on it, right? And then there's two little ears on the prop. Just like that. We'll get a close up real quick. So that's that retaining piece. See the little teeth here and on the opposite side right here? Those hold it in place, and then these ones bend up when you get the nut off, or on, either or. Bend down, bend up. You know what I'm saying. Yep. So the nut. Okay, I'm going to just put it on and hand tighten it as far as I can. There you go. Now, torque wrench, they recommend 55 pounds of torque. Okay, so I loosen it up. I look at where it's set already. It's way up there, 90 something. In the past, I've done this with that. So it's not, you need to snug it up tight, right? That's the bottom line. You need to snug it up tight. But if you got a torque wrench, yeah, go ahead and do it to spec. Now when this thing's still loose, it's easy to hold the prop. I said don't hold the prop with your hand, but it's not tight. Getting close now. Put our wood in there. So the same principle. Prop catches the wood. There we go. Pop. 55. Okay. Screwdriver. All right. Then those tongues, ears back down. So that's just a safety feature, really. You know what I mean? To keep that nut from loosening and backing off. But if you're doing the maintenance like you're supposed to, you should be checking that nut and making sure it's not loose, right? Shouldn't have a bunch of play in your prop. You shouldn't be able to pull your prop forward and back, which is good. On to our next task. Lower unit lube. Alright, welcome back. So as I said, this next task, we're going to change out the lower unit lube. A lot of people are like, hey, I'm due for my lower unit lube maintenance. I'll take it to the shop and have them do it. And that's fine. You can afford that. Maybe you got a warranty and you're afraid to avoid your warranty if you do stuff yourself. You know, that stuff you got to look into. My motor's 8 years old and they had a 5-year warranty, so I don't need to take it to the shop if I can do it myself. It's real easy. Basic hand tools, some lube oil, right? Drain pan, you're set. So we're going to see how we do this. So I'm going to keep this one kind of far back so you can see the whole operation, and then we'll move up at the important stuff. But first we got to set it up and get ready to do it, okay? Got a good angle? Let's see. Let's zoom out more. Get the bottom down there more. Should be pretty good. Let's take a look at that one. Alright. We need a drain pan, right? Simple drain pan. We got another one that seals that we can pour this into. That's the one we take back to the auto shop, AutoZone, Advanced Auto, whatever you got around you, and then you can pour it in their system for free, right, and get rid of the excess. Okay? Don't like it? Just give them the whole container. Okay? All right, here we go. Before we do that, I'm going to show you what we're doing, just because you're going to get a hard time viewing it once we get the motor put down. Okay? So, if you can see it, we've got a screw right here. Flathead screwdriver will take that screw out. That's our drain hole. Alright, we're going to pull that first. Once it's over the bucket, and a little bit will come out, but typically not a lot, right? And then if you look up here, there's two, right? This is the vent, that's our oil level, okay? When we pull that one, that's going to allow air in there, and that's going to get the rest of the oil to drain out. So that's the process. Pull that bottom one while it's over the drain pan, and then pull the upper one to get the rest of the oil to drain out, okay? Everybody tracking? Too easy, right? All right, let's get back. Maybe I'll give you an angle over here somewhere where you can see what I'm doing. Oh. You need a better tripod, John. That's what you need. Oh, that's pretty good. All right. Start right there. Where's my screwdrivers? Oh, there they are. Small flathead. Oh. Try not to let this screw fall into your oil. Okay? Once you got it almost out, get your fingers up there and get it. You're going to get dirty with this job, right? But I'd rather get a little dirty. Alright, see? So a little bit of oil is draining out. Not much because it's not vented. I'll show you something on this guy. Okay, the yellow one around that is a seal. You should have a seal, right? And then the end of it is actually magnetized. So if I had any kind of metal shavings in there, they would have come out on there more than likely. And there's nothing there, so that's good news. Grease is coming out real black. Okay, so that tells us it's dirty. It was time for a change. Again, every 100 hours or once a year, and I might have missed a year on it. Okay, so it's coming out pretty dang dirty. But the good news is it's not milky at all. So that means there's no water in that lower unit. Which, remember when we just did the prop, and we had a little bit of that braid get up into the seal. That was my concern, that I was going to pull this plug and see milky oil. And that's not the case. So let's pull that vent one, or the top fill one, and that'll get the rest of it to flow out a lot easier. Longer screwdriver to get in that little space. Alright, let's see if you guys can see what I'm doing up here now. Oh, not that high, John. That's good. Come on, yeah. Alright, it's already pouring out a lot better now. Oh, almost lost it. There you go again. Screw or plug. It's got the little ring on it. That's good. Get a better look at that drainage. Alright, there you go. So now it's going to take, I'm going to give it a good 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to lower the unit down a little more and just let everything drain out before we go to fill it. So you'll see that. Okay. Alright. Be right back. Alright, we're going to move on to put some gear oil in here. Let's take a look at what we need to do this. There you go. We got some Quicksilver Marine 90 weight gear lube. It says right on it, for use in all outboard lower units. Mercury actually recommends Quicksilver. Okay. Now you can see I got a bottle here that this thing takes not 2 bottles, not 1 bottle, but like a bottle and a half. So that's my leftover bottle from last time. And this apparatus on it costs you about, I don't know, $7. At Walmart you can get it. You can get it on Amazon.com, and most places you can buy the gear lube. You can get it, and then you can see there's some excess lube in this one from last time. So I'm trying to keep the tip up so it don't get all over the place. But I'll show you how that works, okay, in just a minute. Take a look down here. You can see our leakage or our drainage has dwindled to just a few drops. So I'm going to give it maybe a couple more minutes of drippage, and then we're going to raise it back up, wipe it down, hook up the pump to pump the new stuff in, and I'll show you that whole operation. Alright. Alright, so how this works is, you see this little piece here is threaded on top? That screws into that drain hole on the bottom. And you fill this from the bottom. That's why there's a pump on it. You pump it and you fill it until you see the lube come out the top hole that we took that top nut out, or screw out, okay? Plug, right? So once we fill it enough so that it's hitting that, that's when we know we're done. So I'm going to actually move this to a full bottle, right? Because interchanging bottles gets messy. Now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it just like it is, and I'll cut that part out because I'm going to get this in there, and then we'll change it and you'll see the mess that causes. Alright? Alright, let's get ready to do it. Alright, so we're raising this thing up just a little bit. Move the panel a little bit so we can access that drain hole to hook it up. So let's do it. Alright, first things first. Yeah. This guy down here, I'm going to raise it up just a little bit more. Wipe it off a little bit. Alright, start screwing this guy in too. Carefully, because this is plastic, right? Just strip it. Not the boat, but just this guy right here. The bottle's going to want to walk on it. You know what? Probably be easier if I disconnect it from here first. How about that? I swear it's easy. I don't know. Once you find the threads, it's easy. Get that stuff. Don't want to leave that one around. Mama will get mad. Make a mess on her driveway. Alright. That over here. It's that easy, right? We're hooked up. Ready to rock and roll. We just start pumping this thing. It's got to build up the pressure, so it's going to take a minute to get down in there. I think I got an extra tooth. Got to add to it. The extension tube that you need to put on it to get to the bottom. I know I was forgetting something. Right, there we go. You might have to cut and adjust it too. As soon as we go through. One other thing, this thing fits my hole perfectly, right? But if it doesn't, the kit, when you buy this little pump, comes with this piece here, right? And that's made to fit other models. Okay, so I think Yamaha, so yeah. So even if you don't have this Mercury motor, you'll be able to do this. Alright, let's get back down here and do some pumping. That's better. It'll stiffen up and I see it moving into it. Okay, so let's bring her back down a little bit. You don't want a false reading on that thing saying it's full just because of the way the motor's angled. Yeah, that's about as far as we need to go. Okay, I'll tell you, we're going to pump all of this into there, and it's probably not going to come out that top vent hole because this ain't enough to fill it. Good thing about these bottles too, it's got a little window indicator there, lets you know how much is left in it as you go. And you hear it making that noise, it's time to bust out another bottle. Second bottle. Okay. You can buy these in all different sizes too, actually. There's great big bottles. Right, but then you'll know for sure that it's going to have enough to fill up the boat below you. Right? And there's little like squeeze bottle looking bottles. You'd have to stick the nozzle up in there and squeeze it into it. They're usually not big enough to fill it, just like these, and so then you have to pull it out, it starts leaking out, put another one, so it's kind of a pain in the butt. So I would kind of stick to these guys with a bigger one. Okay? Start pumping again. Now I'm going to watch that top fill hole. As soon as I see some of the yearling come out of there, I know we're good. It'll probably take about a little over half, maybe this whole bottle. Oh, there we go, jackpot. That's where John messed up. Don't do that. Alright? I got carried away. Forgot to put the drain pan up there, so now I'm going to have a mess to clean up on this sidewalk. Hey, stuff happens, right? Got some kitty litter to throw on that. Alright, we'll throw some kitty litter down and absorb all that nastiness and just lift off. Oh, very nice, flatted. We know we're full. Okay. Now, here's the important part. We've got to close this back up. If I just pull this off down at the bottom, you know what's going to happen. And what I just put in there is going to drain right back out. So, I need to plug up here. Let that drain out a little more. And then we'll put the plug in. When we put that upper plug back in, hello everybody. Oops. I'm not the best at this, and I got some crappy camera equipment for now. But when we put this top guy back in, remember, just like when we pulled the bottom out and the top was in, it drained, but it didn't drain much. It's going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this one in, tighten it down, pull that piece out, you know, from the pump, and it is going to leak a little bit, but it's insignificant. It won't be enough to that, oh my God, I don't have enough gear lube in there. Okay, everybody tracking? Alright, let's get my utensils down here and get ready to get a little dirty. So that's my trade-off, right? I get a little dirty, but I don't spend $200 to $400 at the shop having someone else do something that I can do myself. Okay? I know it's full. Get my plug in there. There you go, plug. There you go. Snug it up tight. Let that area off. Okay. Now comes the fun part, the lower. This time John will be a little smarter and we'll get that stuff done right. So I'm going to raise her back up. Let's see what I'm doing down here. Adjust that camera. Alright. Boom. Pals just in case. You guys see what I'm doing down there? Not so much. Okay. We'll angle you down a little more. Get these two guys together in front. And we should be able to angle you however we want. How's that look? Yeah, that's perfect. Why is it upside down? Why are you upside down? That don't make no sense to me. I don't understand. Oh yeah, that's good. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. On the pan. On the plug in hand. Screw in this guy. This top's going to want to move. Move the whole thing with it. Keeps it from kinking on me too much. Boom. Alright, there goes that. Remember, that amount is not that significant as soon as I get this plug. Okay. And the hazard here is dropping this plug in that old oil. So I use my finger to get it started. Come back with the screwdriver. Oh yeah. Boom. Make sure you get her snug. Snug. Snug, there's a bug in a rub. Alright, get this top off a bit better. Okay. Wipe this excess off. Boom. Boom. That way. Some paper towels. Ugh. Alright, so that's part of the job. Okay. So we got it leaked, or we got it leaked. We got it drained. Now if we look, you see the big drain pan right there, right here. Yeah, that's amount I'm going to pour into this big one that's sealable. That way I can put it in the truck, take it to the shop, drain it in their system, and be done. Right? It's all good to go. Ooh, my camera lens is a little dirty. Hopefully it's not too bad. Okay. So we're done. Right? Other than getting rid of the oil. We've saved ourselves some money. I might have saved myself a lot of money pulling that prop and getting that line out of there. And so, well, what if it leaks now because you pull that line out? That's always a possibility. So watch around, you know, the back of the prop area. I'll show you here. I'll probably put it on the muss later, run it. And if I got oil coming out of here, right, or more likely in here somewhere, and starts dripping, then I know that seal is bad. Okay, let it run for 10 or 15 minutes on the muss, no oil coming out, pretty confident that the seal's good. And really I think it is, just because there was no oil on the shaft at the time, but we'll see. So there you have it, folks. So there you go. It's pretty obvious why you want to do these things. The first one could have probably saved me hundreds if not $1,000 by not tearing up that seal and tearing up my lower unit. Right, so I didn't put that line on there just to show you that. It just happened to be there, which is fortunate for me to check it. And then the lube, it's easy. You saw it, a screwdriver, the lube, 90 weight, right, Quicksilver for this one, and the little pump action. That's all you need, right? Too easy, too easy. Or you can take to the shop, spend a couple $100 and let them do that easy job for you, right? So there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Look forward to more videos like this. I guess when I can't get on the water, you know, I've got the grandbabies this weekend, which we'll get them on the water too. I'll probably have a video of that later in the year. But right now it's, you know, 1st of September in San Antonio. We're still bumping 100 degrees each day, so the grandbabies don't go out on the boat in 100 degrees. I don't like to go out on the boat in 100 degrees. So yeah. When it cools off, we'll get them out there. We got something coming up next weekend. I'll probably get some video. It's a trip up to Canyon Lake where we're going to hang out, spend a few days up there, fish a little bit, and enjoy the water sports a lot of bit. So that'll probably be a unique video where I have a little bit of fishing, a little bit of hanging, floating, pulling on boats and all that fun stuff. Okay? So until you see the next video, guys, down below, alright, down there, you can hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. Kind of over beside it, there's that bell looking thing. You want to be notified when I post a new video. That way each time a new video comes up, you get notified first. Click on that too. That'll get you your notifications. And if you want to share this video, more than happy if you do, right? Share it with your buddies and maybe help them save a little bit of money too. Alright? Alright, till next time.